Nerdrotic.com.
Everything is going to get woke at some point, even when it starts out good. And like He-Man, we're learning with He-Man. You know, you see that trailer and it looks awesome. It hooks you, just like they tried to do with The Last of Us Part 2, which I mentioned earlier. They tried to hook it.
Like, I know nothing about He-Man, guys. So sorry. Like, when He-Man was a cartoon, I was a little older. I wasn't into it because I don't know if I want to say my excuse from back in the day was I always thought it looked a little. So I wasn't into it.
Oh my God, that's right. When I was really young, I followed He-Man a little bit, but I was more into G.I. Joe, Silverhawks, and Transformers and Thundercats than I was
me too.
He-Man. I did have He-Man action figures, you know, Man-at-Arms, Skeletor, you know, He-Man himself, and Battle Cat. Yeah. But I mean, I wasn't such a fan. So even with the new He-Man toys that are in stores, I haven't bought any of them. Even though they look cool, and there's a lot of nostalgia when I see those on the shelves. With He-Man,
Batman.
That's pretty fucking cool.
That is cool, actually.
No, but I understand, like, this is a childhood property, and he's called He-Man.
They, them.
Well, them-ra.
Caesar, man.
It was going to be, no, it's them-ra, and they-ra. That's what's going to happen. No, so is it a bait and switch? Right. Is that whole trailer from the first episode, and we're not going to see He-Man for the rest of it?
Okay. Teela's in her fighting outfit, and she gets out of it. She puts on the hide of a tits atop, and then goes off to wander the world with a girlfriend.
What the fuck is this?
They know they can't market it with the identity politics. They have to market it to the toxic crowd, just like what they did Last of Us 2. They literally invented a scene with Joel that didn't exist just so they can hook people because they're pieces of shit. Fuck Naughty Dog, by the way.
Fuck Naughty Dog.
But I don't know what they're going to do with this. What I do know is Kevin Smith will cry. I know that much.
He already has.
Yeah, and I say that as someone that really loves like old school Kevin Smith, man. Like Clerks 1 and 2, Chasing Amy, Dogma, Mallrats.
The real thing with the He-Man story is the bait and switch and the lies from Kevin Smith. Not only the lies about the show itself, but lying about being a fan. And Gary just told you is completely upfront. He's like, listen, I'm not really into He-Man. But when you have people like Kevin Smith, who in 2010 tweeted out, I was never a He-Man fan. Yeah. And then in 2020 is saying, I'm a massive He-Man fan. I love Masters of the Universe. And then he got into this spat with Clownfish TV. I'll share
by the way,
Gary,
Clownfish TV was right. And hail Clownfish TV, great channel. Go check them out.
So this was on March 10th of 2020. Clownfish TV tweeted out, my understanding of Kevin Smith's He-Man series from an alleged insider. Teela is a better He-Man than Adam, and he steps aside to let her and her girlfriend take over hero duties. If true, this won't play well. Now, to be clear, there's no indication yet of her and her girlfriend. And also what it seems like to me is that probably like He-Man got defeated and is gone. That's kind of what I think it looks like to me. Yeah. One major difference is that though He-Man will certainly be around, he won't be the main protagonist anymore. Instead, the focus will be on Teela. Kevin Smith says, with all due respect, I've read every script and wrote a few and viewed 4 amazing animatics. While Teela is present as she's always been, our series is literally all about He-Man.
Oh, okay. All about He-Man. That is a key word right there. About He-Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Fast forward to the synopsis. Steve Wainart tweeted this out. It says this. The war for Eternia culminates in Masters of the Universe Revelation. Innovative and action-packed animated series picks up where the iconic characters left off. After a cataclysmic battle between He-Man and Skeletor, Eternia is fractured and the Guardians of Grayskull are scattered. And after decades of secrets tore them apart, it's up to Teela to reunite the broken band of heroes and solve the mystery of the missing sword of power in a race against time to restore Eternia and prevent the end of the universe. What the fuck? Now, when you watch that trailer, looks nothing like this synopsis. When you watch that trailer, it looks really cool, and I think a lot of people dug it. It looks fucking badass, but it's also very focused on He-Man. That's not what this series is. And they know it. That's the fucked up part. They know it. That's why the trailer is that way. The trailer is that way to get everyone sucked into it, to make you think that it's something that you want. And then they're going to fucking pull the old switcheroo, and it's going to be about Teela.
Yep.
The sad fact is that it's been portrayed as a really good He-Man show. The animation looks fucking outstanding.
Yeah, it does, man.
He-Man looks incredible. Skeletor looks great. They all look so good.
Yeah.
Why don't you just make a good He-Man series then?
Yep. As you brought it up, and I'm going to do my first essay video, which is going to be about a short story in The Witcher, comparing it to the first episode of Witcher Season 1. And I think it's a great example of you did unnecessary shit for intersectional feminism when you could have just left everything alone, and you still would have had, and I hate this term, by the way, strong female characters.
And it's the witch her now.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Well played, sir.
Coin.
Well played.
So what they're doing is this is part of the Me Too Time's Up era, and they know they couldn't just do a Tila show. Henry,
but there's nothing wrong with having Tila-focused episode.
No, there's nothing wrong with having a Tila-focused show. Just have a show and then do a He-Man show. But see, they're full of shit. They're the ones who don't fucking believe it. And like Loki, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen in Loki, but those trailers, that was all pretty much everything was from first episode. Now that's pretty normal, but first time I saw a big bait and switch was Iron Fist season 2. Season 2, he literally hands his powers over to Colin Wing. Oh, no, what's worse? Sorry, what's worse? Watchmen. Dr. Manhattan leaves to go become a god, and then he decides to come back because Regina King's character was so extraordinary that he came back from godhood to fall in love, which it had already been established he couldn't fall in love anymore. He turned himself into a black guy and then handed his powers to her through an egg, literally handed his balls to her at the end of the show, and then died. I mean, like, that's symbolism you can't make up.
I used to watch He-Man in the 80s, but Tila was always a really cool fucking character in the show. And we always liked Tila because it was like the three main were He-Man / Prince Adam, Duncan / Man-at-Arms, and Tila. They were the three main hero protagonists in the show. You know, she was always there. She was always involved. Yes, she didn't know that Adam was He-Man, but that was meant to be the thing, of course.
He-Man is awesome, too, because the power that everyone got their power from was from Castle Grayskull. And whoever controlled it is really who had the power. So it could be evil, it could be good, but it was the same power source. So it's kind of cool if you take a step back and look at what that is. It's pretty amazing. Like, anyone could have power. Anyone could use it for good or evil.
The Castle Grayskull playset was fucking awesome. I remember that thing was awesome.
Yeah, He-Man had one of the best villains galleries around. That's why I think he was so cool to me as a kid. The villains gallery was so good with all, you know, all the different types of toys that you could get. You wanted fucking Lockjaw, giving blowjobs, I think. I'm beginning to see the homoeroticism now. Okay. It seems now we can't have one without the other. It seems it has to be black or white. It's so binary nowadays. We can't have a strong man and a competent woman to be alongside them. We have to have a strong woman and a fucking cock. The balance is just completely evaporated.
I personally want to see a show with a cuck and a completely incompetent woman. That's really the kind of content I'm looking for.
That's called
Batwoman. Yeah, I was going to say. They got that show.
That show's up there, dude. It's right there.
If you like what I do here, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking and sharing the videos. It really does help. And if you did this with your favorite YouTuber as well, I'm sure they would appreciate it as much as I do.